Topic 1. India and the EU have signed a historic free trade agreement, signaling strengthened economic ties. India and the European Union, EU, have finalized a historic free trade agreement aimed at enhancing their economic relationship. This agreement comes after nearly 20 years of negotiations and is referred to by both sides as the mother of all deals. It creates a market of 2 billion people, representing 25% of global GDP and one-third of world trade. The agreement will gradually eliminate tariffs on most goods traded between the EU and India, providing new opportunities for exporters and investors from both sides. It is expected to alleviate economic pressures on India caused by high U.S. tariffs and is part of India's strategy to diversify its export markets. The EU aims to reduce its dependence on more unstable markets by expanding access to India's rapidly growing economy. The agreement is anticipated to positively impact various Indian industries, including textiles, apparel, and marine products, while the EU stands to benefit from sectors like wine, automobiles, and chemicals. Additionally, it includes provisions to enhance defense and security cooperation and promote the mobility of skilled workers and students. The goal is to increase trade between India and the EU to approximately $200 billion by 2030, contributing to a stable commercial corridor between the two major markets and strengthening cooperation amid a fragmented global trade system. Topic 2. Trump's tariff threats impact U.S., Canada, and South Korea relations, highlighting ongoing tensions in international trade. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose a 100% tariff on Canada as leverage in trade negotiations, warning that he would execute this if Canada pursues a trade agreement with China. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney views these threats as part of a negotiation strategy ahead of the review of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. Canada emphasizes that any agreement with China would be limited and not a comprehensive free trade agreement. Meanwhile, Trump announced an increase in tariffs on South Korean automobiles, timber, and pharmaceuticals from 15% to 25%, citing the lack of ratification of the trade agreement by the South Korean National Assembly. The South Korean government is discussing countermeasures and plans to expedite related legislation. Trump's tariff threats are escalating tensions in international trade and affecting relations between the U.S., Canada, and South Korea, potentially leading to ongoing disruptions in the global trade structure. Topic 3. Gold prices surge past $5,000 an ounce amid economic uncertainties and political instability. Gold prices have surged past $5,000 an ounce, reaching an all-time high. This increase is driven by investors flocking to gold as a safe asset amid the chaotic policies and statements from President Donald Trump. The rise in gold prices is attributed to Trump's tariff threats against Canada and issues related to Greenland with Europe. Additionally, concerns over a potential U.S. government shutdown and Japan's tax cut promises have contributed to instability in international financial markets, further influencing gold prices. Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, has promised tax cuts, creating unease among international investors and impacting the value of the yen. The U.S. Federal Reserve is under pressure to lower interest rates, leading to a weaker dollar and enhancing gold's appeal. Gold and silver are becoming popular among investors as portfolio insurance amid economic uncertainties and geopolitical tensions. Topic 4. France approves legislation banning social media access for children under 15 to protect young users. The French Parliament has approved a bill banning social media use for children under the age of 15, set to take effect with the start of the new school year in September. This legislation also prohibits the use of mobile phones in high schools, with President Emmanuel Macron urging for its swift implementation. Macron